Good morning, everyone. Hi, how are you all? I hope you all are fine at your places. So today we are going to complete our chapter that we were doing, chapter number second, terms, concepts, and their use in sociology. All right. So today we're going to complete it. Okay. Because we are just left with two topics, status and role one, and the other one is social control. And we are just left with these two topics, and we'll try to finish these two topics today. So as usual, I'm going to share my screen with all of you. So here I go. So yes, this is your book. This is your textbook. Okay, status and role, number one topic. But before I read anything from your textbook, I think I should go to the PowerPoint presentation. From there, you will understand things easily. Okay, so this is how we start the concept of this status and role. Okay, look, according to sociologists, status describes the position a person occupies in a particular setting. We all occupy several statuses and play the roles that may be associated with them. A role is the set of norms, values, behaviors, and personality characteristics attached to a status. Now, what does it mean? It means that status and roles are actually twin concepts. How I can say that they are twin concepts? Because roles are associated with status and status is associated with role. They are both interconnected, right? Okay, so look at that. Now this is social status, and look, social status further are of two types. One is ascribed status, the other one is achieved status, right? Okay, so this is a kind of figure through which you understand what is ascribed status, and the other one is your achieved status. All right, status. Some status we work for, achieve. Others are given to us, that is ascribed. Okay, so we'll go back to our textbook. Here is our textbook. Okay, now look at that. The two concepts means status and role are often seen as twin concepts. Why? Because they are both interrelated to each other. A status is simply a position in society or in a group. Every society and every group has many such statuses, and every individual occupies many such positions. Now, what is status? You can simply understand status means, like, if I'm teaching you, I'm your teacher. So teacher is actually a status, and the activity that I'm performing, I'm teaching all of you, is actually the role that I have to play as a teacher, right? So in the similar way, doctors are actually occupying certain positions, and those positions are status. So status of doctor, status of teacher, and then what roles they perform, what activities they do according to their status or according to their position is what your status and role, this concept is all about. Okay, so we have got many positions in every society, we have got many positions in every group, right? And there are always certain roles that are attached to a particular position or particular status. Okay, status thus refers to the social position with defined rights and duties assigned to these positions. I've already told you that if I'm your teacher, then I've got certain duties. I have to teach you, I have to guide you, I have to mentor you, right? A teacher play multiple roles, right? A teacher not only guides his students, but he also acts as a mentor, he also acts as a guide, he also acts as a, a friend to his students. Okay, so I've got multiple roles to play as a teacher. So teacher, I'm holding a position of teacher, so I am actually telling you the status and the roles that I have to perform as a teacher is what your roles are all about. Okay, okay, to illustrate, the mother occupies a status which has many norms of conduct as well as certain responsibilities and prerogatives. Now, your mother is holding a position, and being a mother is actually a status. Okay, and then she plays certain roles, right? She does certain duties. You know what are those duties? Those duties are the roles that she performs, right? Prerogative means certain privileges, certain, you know, things that only mother can do, right? Those are what prerogatives are all about. Okay. Okay. Now this is a very important line. Remember it. Status is occupied, but roles are played. Now, what do you mean by this? Status is always occupied. Position is always occupied. Whether it's a position of a teacher, whether it's a position of a doctor, whether it's a position of mother, whether it's a position of, you know, father, right? So status is occupied, but roles are played. Okay. So this is what you need to understand. Now you are also playing this, you are also, you know, playing certain roles because you are, you know, daughter to your parents. So you are holding a position, you are holding a status of being daughter to your parents. And the roles that you're performing as as a daughter is what the roles actually are all about. Okay, because every status has certain roles. Okay. Okay. It must be apparent. It must be apparent means it must be clear that each individual in a modern complex society such as ours occupies many different kinds of status during the course of life. It's a fact, right? You know, the statuses, the positions that are there in modern complex societies. Modern society is always complex society, right? They are not simple societies. They are always complex societies. So remember that there are different positions, there are different statuses. When I'm saying position, then you got to understand that I'm saying status. So there are different statuses that we occupy as an individual, right? Especially statuses are occupied in a large scale when we talk about the modern and complex societies, right? Okay, now look at that. You as a school student may be a student to your teacher, right? You are student to me, right? So student to your teacher, a customer to your grocer, a passenger to the bus driver, a brother or sister to your sibling, a patient to the doctor, right? So look at that, how many statuses you have, how many positions you have. You are student, you are customer to any shopkeeper, you are passenger for any bus driver, you are brother, sister to your sibling, you are patient to your doctor, and you are daughter to your parents, right? So look at that, how many statuses are there, you know, and there are certain roles that are attached to every status, right? So this is what status and role is all about. Okay. And I told you that there are multiple statuses when I talk about the modern complex society. Okay. So there are multiple roles, and in simple and smaller societies, in simple and smaller societies, the fewer the kinds of statuses that an individual have, right? So in traditional, in traditional or in primitive or in older societies, the statuses were very limited as compared to the statuses that are there in the modern society. Okay. In a modern society, an individual, as we saw, occupies multiple statuses. This is what I have been talking about, which is sociological term as a status set. Look, when we have got multiple statuses, then what we call it? We call it status set, right? Now, status set means multiple statuses, multiple positions that a person occupies, right? This is what status set is all about. Individuals acquire different statuses at various stages of life. A son becomes a father. Obviously, if someone is a son, one day he's going to get married and he's going to have children, and he's going to become obviously father. So a son becomes father, father becomes a grandfather, and then great grandfather, and so on. This is called status sequence. So here we have learned two new terms, status set, and the other one is your status sequence. Status set means when we are occupying multiple statuses, then it has become actually a kind of set. It has become a set of statuses, so we call it as status set. And then there is status sequence. Status sequence means when we follow a particular sequence, right? And now we are following a particular sequence because यहाँ पे एग्जांपल दिया है कि अगर एक सन होगा कोई एक टाइम पे आगे फादर बनेगा, फिर ग्रैंडफादर बनेगा, फिर ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर बनेगा. सो कहीं ना कहीं एक सीक्वेंस से एक इंडिविजुअल जा रहा है अपने स्टेटसेस को ऑक्यूपाई करते हुए. तो जब एक सीक्वेंस की बात करते हैं हम स्टेटसेस में, तब उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? स्टेटस सीक्वेंस. और जब हम बहुत सारे मल्टीपल स्टेटसेस की बात करते हैं तो हम वहां पर उसको क्या कहते हैं? status set. So we have now understood what is status. We have understood certain roles are attached to status. That's the reason they are called twin concepts. And then status set होते हैं जब multiple statuses होते हैं, multiple positions होते हैं, और जब एक sequence की तरह हम समझते हैं चीजों को, son से father, father से grandfather, and grandfather से great grandfather, तो वो एक status sequence उसको term किया जाता है. Okay. अब I was telling you that status, they are of two types, ascribed and achieved status, right? When I started this particular session, I told you, and I also I had shown you that statuses are of two types, ascribed status and achieved status. Look at that, these two terms are very, very important. You got to remember that what these two terms are all about. Okay, so ascribed status is one and your achieved status is the other thing. Okay, now I'll read and then I'll go to the PowerPoint presentation to show you what is ascribed status and what is achieved status. And now you got to remember it. An ascribed status is a social position which a person occupies because of the birth or assumes involuntary. The most common basis for ascribed statuses are age, caste, race, and kinship. Simple and traditional societies are marked by ascribed status. Now, what do you mean by this? देखो, ascribed status वो होते हैं जो totally आपके birth के ऊपर depend होते हैं. The moment you take birth in this society, maybe you are belonging to a particular religion, so you have acquired religion through your birth. You have acquired a particular caste through your birth. You are you are a male or female. That is also your that is your ascribed status. You have not achieved it, and the moment आप कुछ achievements करते हो अपनी life में, वो achieved status हो जाता है. Ascribed status, remember that ascribed status totally depends on your birth, right? जब आप birth ले लेते हो, कुछ चीजें होती हैं that you cannot change. If you take birth as a female, you cannot change it. If I take birth as a male, I cannot change it, right? So male, female, then your caste, then your race, then kinship. Kinship means blood relations that you have with your siblings and all those things, right? And race means belonging to a particular race. Race means physical characteristics that a particular person has. That's what race is all about, right? You are there in a particular age. Can you change your age right now? If you are 16 or 17, can you straight away become 27 or 27 years of old? No, you cannot change it, right? It will take time, right? So this is what ascribed status is all about. Then there is achieved status. Achieved status होता है जब आप achieve करते हो, birth लेने के बाद जो आप चीजें achieve करते हो, that is your achieved status, right? Achieved status on the other hand refers to a social position that a person occupies voluntarily. वहाँ यहाँ पर क्या word लिखा था? Involuntary. Involuntary means जो आपको आपकी मन मर्जी के ऊपर नहीं चलता है, जो आपको बिना मन मर्जी के आप acquire कर लेते हो, right? When you take birth, right? जैसे आप birth लेते हो, तो you occupy certain things, and that is what your involuntary basis are all about. And when we say ascribed status, that ascribed status it all depends on your voluntary actions. The things that you will achieve on your will. The things that you will achieve through your hard work, right? Can you change your religion by doing hard work? No, you cannot change your religion by doing hard work. For that, because it comes in your ascribed status, and things which are there in ascribed status, they cannot be changed, right? But the things that are there in your achieved status, they can be changed because you achieve things, right? Okay, so remember that simple and traditional societies are marked by ascribed status. So जब हम सिंपल और ट्रेडिशनल सोसाइटीज की बात करते हैं, प्रिमिटिव ओल्ड सोसाइटीज की बात करते हैं, वहां पे ascribed स्टेटस को बहुत ज्यादा एक इंपॉर्टेंस दी जाती थी. बट मॉडर्न सोसाइटीज में हमेशा हम अचीव स्टेटस को इंपॉर्टेंस देते हैं कि व्हाट अ पर्टिकुलर पर्सन हैज अचीव्ड इन हिज और हर लाइफ, राइट? और इसलिए उस वक्त में कास्ट सिस्टम बहुत रिजिड होता था. कास्ट सिस्टम बहुत रिजिड होता था क्योंकि उस वक्त ascribed स्टेटस, जिसने जिस एक कास्ट में बर्थ ले लिया, उसको सोशल स्टेटस भी मिलता था और बहुत सारे प्रिविलेजेस और एडवांटेजेस और डिसएडवांटेजेस होती थी आपकी कास्ट के अकॉर्डिंगली. बट नाउ द थिंग्स हैव चेंज, राइट? मॉडर्न सोसाइटीज में कहीं ना कहीं आपकी अचीवमेंट के ऊपर दिया जाता है ध्यान बहुत सारा. और यहाँ पे क्या था, वहाँ पे बेसिस कौन से थे आपके ascribed स्टेटस के? एज, कास्ट, रेस एंड किनशिप और बहुत सारे और भी होते हैं, राइट? और यहाँ पर आपके कौन से, लुक एट दैट, यहाँ पर your common basis for achieve status are educational qualification, right? Income, professional expertise. So look at that. यहाँ पर you can become get education, that is your achieved state. If you are getting some education, that is your achieved state. If you are earning something, if you've got a occupation, that is your achievement, right? और जब हम अचीव स्टेटस की बात करते हैं, दैट आर देयर इन द मॉडर्न सोसाइटीज. मॉडर्न सोसाइटीज आर characterized by achievements. I've told you कि मॉडर्न सोसाइटीज को कौन सी चीज मार्क करती है, अचीवमेंट्स मार्क करती है, और सिंपल और ट्रेडिशनल प्रिमिटिव सोसाइटीज को स्क्राइब स्टेटस मार्क करते हैं, राइट. इट्स मेंबर्स आर अकॉर्डिंग प्रेस्टीज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर अचीवमेंट. आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, जिस तरह की अचीवमेंट होगी उस तरह की प्रेस्टीज मिलती है एक पर्टिकुलर पर्सन को मॉडर्न सोसाइटीज में, राइट. ओके, नाउ ओके, so I think I should go to the PPT now. Okay, so now you understand this slide. Okay, now talking about this particular slide. So look at that. The moment you take birth, I'm using my cursor. Ascribed status is that status. The moment you take birth, जो भी आपके पास उस वक्त you thinks you acquire, that is your ascribed status. और जब आप achieve करते, look at that. This particular guy has achieved so many things. He has got medal, you know, and certain achievements that he has done. So look at that. That is achieved status. Okay. So look at that. Some status we work for. So the status that we work for comes under achieve, and the status that are given to us right from birth is ascribed. So I'm sure you have understood. So kindly text me if you have understood status, ascribed status, then your achieved status. Kindly text me. Clear? Yes. Okay. So status, it was important to understand ascribed and achieved status. Okay. Okay. So this is role, right? The expected behavior of a status. Obviously, when suppose there is a teacher, you know, you expect certain things, you expect certain behavior, you know, out of a teacher. If you are a student, I expect certain behavior from all of you, right? If you're a student, I expect all of you to, you know, do your work at the right time and understand things properly. And you know, if you're there in the class, you have to behave properly in the class. You know, that's the reason we say that you have to play the role of a student, you have to play the role of a son, daughter, yeah, right, teacher. So there are different roles that are attached to status. So role is actually the expected behavior of a status. So the role set means the moment, you know, I मैंने आपको बताया था कि status set क्या होता है. I told you status set जहाँ पे हमारी multiple statuses होते हैं, वैसे ये role set भी होता है. The role set for my teacher status: teach, prepare, grade, meetings, help students. So these are the roles that, you know, when there are multiple roles, and then they become your status set, right? So multiple जब role होते हैं, जैसे multiple status को हम status set कहते हैं, उसी तरह multiple roles को हम role set कहते हैं, right? A teacher has the role to teach, then prepare students, then giving grades and doing meetings with your parents, and then helping students, right? So this is what status and role, you know, they are all about. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the slide. Okay. So this was what your concept was all about. Okay. Okay. So we are just left with a few lines. Status and prestige are interconnected terms. Every state is accorded certain rights and values. Values are attached to the. Now, what do you mean by prestige? Prestige means the value that is attached to a status is what your prestige is all about, right? Suppose if someone is a doctor, he's always going to have good prestige or high prestige. How we can say this? Because we think that doctors always have, you know, high prestige. That's the reason. So prestige means, remember that what I'm saying, listen me properly. Value attached to a status is what prestige is all about, right? So status and prestige are interconnected terms. Every status is accorded certain rights and values, right? So every status has certain roles, rights, values, right? And prestige is attached to it, right? So values are attached to the social status. So we all know that, you know, हर एक status के साथ एक value attach होती है. So remember that हमेशा position के साथ हमारी value attach होती है, ना कि person के साथ. This is a very important line. Values are attached to the social position rather than to the person who occupies it, or his performance, his or her performance, or his or her actions. Look at that. You know, we have attached value to a social status. We have attached a value to the position. Like we say that doctors have very high prestige because we have attached that value, means that prestige to a particular position. So remember that it is attached to a particular position, not to a particular individual, right? Why we are showing so much respect to a particular person? Suppose if someone is a doctor or someone is, you know, any kind of, you know, if someone is, you know, doing good in health and medical services, so we say that that particular person has a lot of prestige. Why we say that? Because prestige is actually coming out of the status that he is occupying, right? So remember that the kind of value attached to the status or the office is called prestige. So this is what I have been telling you. Okay, the prestige of a doctor, look at that example has come. The prestige of a doctor may be high in comparison to a shopkeeper, even if doctor may earn less. So remember that doctor has always high prestige as compared to the shopkeeper, right? We often, you know, think like that कि doctor की high prestige होगी as compared to the shopkeeper. Even if doctor may earn less, even if doctor is earning less and shopkeeper is earning more, तब भी हम prestige जो एक position की होगी as a doctor वो हम हमेशा ज़्यादा देंगे doctor को. It is important to keep in mind that ideas of what occupation is considered prestigious varies across societies and across periods. But कहीं ना कहीं the prestige या value जो हम एक particular position या status को दे रहे हैं, that varies from society to society, that varies from culture to culture. Maybe एक society में doctor को high prestige है और दूसरी society में maybe कोई businessman को high prestige मिलती होगी. So वो vary करती है society to society, right? The prestige that we are attaching to a particular position, right? Okay, so we have completed status and role, right? So okay, society thus functions not just with roles and status. Okay, now remember that now we have understood what is status and what are roles, right, that are attached to a status. Now remember that society functions not just through these roles and statuses, but there are social controls as well. This is the next topic. Okay, that's the reason this line is given. So society thus functions not just with roles and statuses, but also with the social status. So social status से भी society control होती है, not only roles or statuses की वजह से. Okay, okay. So now we are on the last topic of this particular chapter. Okay, society and social control. Now we're gonna understand, you know, what is social control. So here is, okay, so social control. Now remember that social control means we are controlling society, we are controlling individuals. When we are controlling individuals, when we are controlling society through certain techniques and strategies, that is what your social control is all about. Now social control techniques and strategies employed. Techniques and strategies employed means techniques and strategies that are used for preventing deviant human behavior in any society. Now deviant human behavior means a particular individual who is not going according to the societies, a particular individual who is not accepting the norms that he should accept in a society. So he has become a deviant human behavior. Deviant would divert ho chuka hai. So individual who has diverted from, you know, from certain rules and regulations जो उसको perform करनी चाहिए, उन लोगों को या उन individuals को या वैसे functions को जो वो perform करते हैं उनको control करने के लिए या उनको उनको you know एक control बनाने के लिए और society की एक healthy running के लिए और एक survival के लिए social controls होते हैं. Okay, so now parents, peer groups, government, you know, these are, you know, some kind of examples that, you know, that controls, you know, parents control of our action, right? When we are young, you know, we don't know certain things how to do and how not to do, right? So हमारे parents हमारे ऊपर certain controls use करते हैं, certain techniques और strategies use करते हैं कि हम एक, you know, we become a good individual, right? So हमें बहुत सारी चीजें सिखाते हैं. In the similar way, government also, you know, nowadays if you know this COVID-19 period is going on, so अगर government ने कहा है कि we don't have to go outside without mask, or we don't have to go outside unless and until we need to buy some, you know, essential thing, हम ऐसे roam नहीं कर सकते बाहर, right? So कहीं ना कहीं अगर वो we will not follow that, then government क्या करेगी? Government control करेगी certain strategies के साथ, maybe punishment करेगी, fine करेगी, right? So वो सारी चीजें social control के अंदर आती है. Okay, okay. So now we'll read some lines from the textbook as well, right? So social control is one of the most generally used concepts in sociology, right? It refers to the various means used by a society to bring its recalcitrant or unruly members back into line. Now what does it mean? Recalcitrant means वही जो deviant person हो चुका है, person who is, you know, who is not going according to the society, or who is actually, you know, society की functioning में who is not playing good role, or you know society की functioning को harm कर रहा है या hamper कर रहा है, वो recalcitrant, you know, individuals होते हैं या members होते हैं या unruly members होते हैं, right? So उनको control करने के लिए social control होता है, right? Okay, so how functionalist sociologists understood society as essential harmonious or conflict theory saw society as essentially unequal और अनजस्ट एंड एक्सप्लॉयटेटिव नेचर. अब आपको यहाँ पर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज समझनी है, दैट इज मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया कि एक फंक्शनलिस्ट थ्योरी होती है और एक कन्फ्लिक्ट थ्योरी होती है. जो फंक्शनलिस्ट होते हैं वो सोसाइटी को एक अपने पर्सपेक्टिव से देखते हैं, ऑन द अदर हैंड जो हमारे ये कन्फ्लिक्ट थियरिस्ट होते हैं, जैसे कार्ल मार्क्स कन्फ्लिक्ट की बात करते थे जहाँ पे दो क्लासेस होती थी, हमारी रूलिंग क्लास और वर्किंग क्लास, और उनके बीच में वो कहते थे एक टाइम बाद आने के बाद जब रूलिंग क्लास बहुत ज्यादा एक्सप्लॉइट करेगी वर्किंग क्लास को, तो उनका एक कन्फ्लिक्ट आ जाएगा, राइट. तो वो कन्फ्लिक्ट थियरी होते हैं. इसलिए दोनों के पर्सपेक्टिव जो थिंकर्स जैसे हमारे आपके इमाइल डर्कहाइम जो एक फंक्शनलिस्ट थियरी जो प्रोवाइड करते हैं, और हमारे कार्ल मार्क्स जो हमारे एक कन्फ्लिक्ट थियरी प्रोवाइड करते हैं, उनके हमेशा एक डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव होते हैं, राइट. एक चीज को समझने के लिए, अब सोशल कंट्रोल को भी समझने के लिए दो डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव है. एक फंक्शनलिस्ट थ्योरी का पर्सपेक्टिव है और एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट थ्योरी का पर्सपेक्टिव है, राइट. सो दोनों अलग अलग समझते हैं. फंक्शनलिस्ट हमेशा फंक्शन की बात करते हैं और हमेशा वो सोसाइटी को कैसे प्रेजेंट करते हैं, हार्मोनियस मींस एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग गुड, एवरीवन इज परफॉर्मिंग देयर फंक्शन, और ये एक सर्वाइवल ऑफ द सोसाइटी बन रहा है और इसलिए सोसाइटी रन कर रही है, राइट. और कहीं ना कहीं कन्फ्लिक्ट थ्योरी सोसाइटी को कहते हैं कि सोसाइटी में बहुत ज्यादा एक्सप्लॉयटेशन हो रही है और लोगों को इक्वालिटी नहीं मिल रही है और बहुत सारी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रही है. सो are you realizing the different perspective the both groups have? Okay, so this is what you need to understand. अब social control को कैसे समझते हैं, I'll tell you in a very easy term. अब for a functionalist perspective social control refers to a functionalist society. जब फंक्शनलिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव की बात करते हैं, या जो फंक्शनलिस्ट होते हैं वो सोशल कंट्रोल को क्या बोलते हैं, वो सोशल को कंट्रोल को बोलते हैं कि यहाँ पे क्या होता है, वो सोशल कंट्रोल की कैसे बात करते हैं. ओके, सो वो सोशल कंट्रोल को कहते हैं कि ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, अगर सोशल कंट्रोल सोसाइटी में नहीं होगा तो सोसाइटी विल सीज कहने की सोसाइटी का एंड हो जाएगा, सोसाइटी विल नॉट एबल टू रन. सो कहीं ना कहीं बोलते हैं कि फोर्स को यूज करना या रेगुलेट करना बिहेवियर ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल को, राइट. रेगुलेट मींस अपने हिसाब से हमने चलाना है सोसाइटी को, वो गवर्नमेंट चला सकती है, या जिसके पास अथॉरिटी है या जो सुप्रीम पावर में है वही सोशल कंट्रोल कर सकता है ना, वही अपनी फोर्स लगा सकता है ना. तो वही चीज है, द यूज ऑफ फोर्स to regulate the behavior of the individual and groups, and also refers to the enforcing of values and patterns for maintaining order in a society. So कहीं ना कहीं फंक्शनलिस्ट जो होते हैं वो हमेशा सोशल ऑर्डर की बात करते हैं. वो कहते हैं कि कुछ फोर्स से रेगुलेट करना, किसी भी तरीके से हमें इंडिविजुअल्स को रेगुलेट करना है, राइट. और जो डोमिनेंट पोजीशंस पे होंगे वही रेगुलेट कर पाएंगे, और उनको सर्टन नॉर्म्स और सर्टन वैल्यूज के अकॉर्डिंगली, सर्टन रोल्स के अकॉर्डिंगली, जो मैंने आपको बताया, उनको उस तरह चलाना पड़ेगा, तभी सोसाइटी अच्छी तरह से रन हो पाएगी, राइट. Or look at that, social control here is directed to restrain deviant behavior of individual. restrain means कहीं ना कहीं stop करना deviant behavior जो deviate हो चुका है individual, जो society के functioning में contribute नहीं कर रहा है, the person is not contributing in the functioning of the society, उसको उसके ऊपर restrain लगाने, उसके ऊपर certain restrictions लगाने, and that restrictions will come from where, that restrictions will come from the social control, right. So ये functionalist approach. अब जब हम conflict theories की बात करते हैं, जो conflict theory देते हैं या conflict theorist बोलते हैं, वो कैसे देखते हैं social control को, वो कहते हैं कि social control कहीं ना कहीं society के लिए ठीक नहीं है. वो कह रहे हैं कि सोशल कंट्रोल जो है वो जब डोमिनेंट ग्रुप्स जो पावर में है, जब वो अपना एक सोशल कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश करेंगे सोसाइटी के ऊपर, वो कहीं ना कहीं जो अपने से वीकर सेक्शंस है, जो उनके सबऑर्डिनेट है, उनसे कम पावरफुल लोग हैं, उनको वो एक्सप्लॉइट करेंगे, उनको अपने तरीके से चलाएंगे, जैसा वो चलाना चाहेंगे वैसा चलाएंगे वो सोसाइटी को. वो कहीं ना कहीं एक्सप्लॉइटेशन करेंगे और बहुत ज्यादा यूज करेंगे और कहीं ना कहीं सबको डोमिनेट करके रखेंगे. और देखो यहाँ पर कन्फ्लिक्ट थ्योरीज ने बिल्कुल डिफरेंट तरीके से हमारे सोशल कंट्रोल को समझा है. सो कन्फ्लिक्ट थ्योरीज यूजुअली वुड सी सोशल कंट्रोल मोर एज अ मैकेनिज्म मींस जिसके बीच में बहुत ज्यादा स्टेप्स होते हैं. सो एक काइंड ऑफ मैकेनिज्म टू इम्पोज द सोशल कंट्रोल ऑफ डोमिनेंट सोशल क्लासेस ऑन द रेस्ट ऑफ द सोसाइटी. सो दिस इज व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग यू कि जो डोमिनेंट सोशल क्लासेस हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं रेस्ट ऑफ द सोसाइटी को अपने हिसाब से चलाएंगे, अपने यूज के हिसाब से चलाएंगे, जहां पे उनको एडवांटेजेस होंगे, कहीं ना कहीं वो एक्सप्लॉइट करेंगे सबको, वो उस तरह से चलाएंगे. तो सोशल कंट्रोल, वो उनका कहने का मतलब है कि यहाँ पर एक जो लेस पावर वाली सोसाइटी वो एक्सप्लॉइट हो जाएगी, राइट. स्टेबिलिटी वुड बी सीन एज द रिट ऑफ द वन सेक्शन ओवर द अदर. नाउ रिट का मतलब क्या है? रिट का मतलब होता है काइंड ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट या काइंड ऑफ रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस दैट टेल्स यू that what you do and what you not to do, क्या आपने करना है और क्या आपने नहीं करना है, what you should do and what you should not do, what you must do, what you must not do. So कहीं ना कहीं वो डॉक्यूमेंट या वो रूल्स और रेगुलेशन कहीं ना कहीं डोमिनेंट सोशल क्लास के पास आ गए और वो अपने रिट के हिसाब से एक सेक्शन अपने दूसरे सेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटी को चलाएगी, राइट. सो सोशल कंट्रोल रेफर्स टू द सोशल प्रोसेसेस, और ये कहीं ना कहीं एक समरी है सोशल कंट्रोल की, ये वाली लाइंस, क्योंकि नाउ वी हैव अंडरस्टूड फंक्शनलिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव एंड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट पर्सपेक्टिव, राइट. दोनों का एक अलग पर्सपेक्टिव है सोशल कंट्रोल को देखने का. बट इवेंचुअली व्हाट वी अंडरस्टैंड आउट ऑफ दिस इज दैट सोशल कंट्रोल रेफर्स टू द सोशल प्रोसेसेस. कहीं ना कहीं सोशल प्रोसेसेस होते हैं, सर्टेन प्रोसेसेस भी फॉलो करते हैं, strategies, techniques by which the behaviors of individual or a group are regulated, right. रेगुलेट करते हैं, राइट. जस्ट लाइक यू नो गैस लो में रेगुलेटर होता है, वी कीप हाई फ्लेम और मीडियम फ्लेम और लो फ्लेम, है ना. वी अकॉर्डिंग टू जैसे भी हमने जैसे भी हमने कुकिंग करनी हो उस हिसाब से वी कीप फ्लेम ऑफ गैस स्टोव. सो देयर इज अ रेगुलेटर ऑन गैस सिलेंडर एज वेल. सो कहीं ना कहीं रेगुलेट करते हैं चीजों को. तो कहीं ना कहीं सोशल कंट्रोल भी एक रेगुलेशन है, रेगुलेट होते हैं इंडिविजुअल्स जो डेविएट हो चुके हैं, राइट. इट रेफर्स बोथ टू द यूज ऑफ फोर्स टू रेगुलेट और बिहेवियर. ओके. So it refers both to the use of force to regulate the behavior of the individual and groups, and also refers to the enforcing of values and patterns for maintaining social order in society. अब जो social control society में बनाया जाता है वो कहीं ना कभी force के through भी बनाया जाता है. जबरदस्ती means forcefully कहीं ना कहीं हम things happen, और कहीं ना कहीं हम values एक particular individual को सिखा के भी social control रखते हैं. अब look at that, अगर एक छोटा बच्चा होगा, if there is a small child, अगर वो what happens अगर पेरेंट्स सबसे पहले कोशिश करते हैं उस बच्चे को वैल्यूज के थ्रू अच्छे मॉरल वैल्यूज सिखा के उसको कंट्रोल में रखें. बट अगर वो बच्चा फिर भी ना माने तो then parents have to become kind of they have to perform some kind of forceful activities so that they can make their children a good person, right. So कहीं ना कहीं दोनों चीजें social control में आ जाती हैं. enforcing of values और patterns भी आते हैं, और on the other hand कहीं ना कहीं एक use of force भी होता है to regulate the behavior of an individual, right. Okay, so this is what your social control was all about. Or kindly text me if you've understood the different perspective that I have taught you regarding functionalist theory and conflict theory. Clear, Tavisha? And what about Ayushi? Okay, so you have to keep on understanding कि different perspective हमेशा रहते हैं your functionalist theory के और conflict theory के. So कहीं ना कहीं उनके हमेशा different perspective रहते हैं to understand things. Look, why I'm not going so deep into these things, right? क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं in this chapter our aim, our objective is to understand terms and concepts and their use in sociology. This is what this chapter is all about. कहीं ना कहीं we'll understand functionalist theory completely or conflict theory completely because there is a separate chapter in your book number 2 और उस chapter का नाम है Introducing Western Sociologists or Indian Sociologists. So Western Sociologist means foreigner sociology, European sociologist, French sociologist and German sociology, उनकी भी study करेंगे and we'll understand the Indian sociologist as well. हम दोनों की study करेंगे next book में, इसलिए we'll go deep into that particular chapter और वहाँ पे हम अच्छी तरह से सारी चीजों को समझेंगे. The thinking of different thinkers or what theories they give regarding the society, right? इसलिए I'm not going deep into the these concepts, but kahin na kahin if it was mentioned there, so it was important. It was a role of a teacher, it was my role as a teacher to actually aapko little bit understanding ho jaye cheezon ki, right. Okay, so social control. Okay, social control may be formal or informal, right. ab social control formal bhi hote hain and informal bhi hote hain, right. Okay, I'm just left with few minutes. I think we'll not able to complete this chapter today. We'll definitely complete this chapter tomorrow, right? Because now we are just left with few lines. Okay, almost we are on the verge of completing this particular chapter. Okay, so I think I should stop the share here. So I hope you have understood everything that I've tried to make you understand, and we'll complete this chapter tomorrow definitely. Okay, and the time has come to say you goodbye. So until then, take care all, stay safe, stay at home, and God bless you all, and bye bye. Okay, bye bye everyone.